Hello. I am kicking off all the streams. Welcome, happy holidays. There's lots of them. There's lots of them happening. You might be taking part. Should you be taking part in one of the many holidays, of which December is oft known, then I hope you achieve the proper goals of said holiday. Alright, I'm still firing off everything here, so gonna have to just bear with me. This is my last show of the year. Going out with a fireside chat, as it were. I'm gonna be in game doing stuff, but I'm calling up all which December is oft known. Coming back at me. Back at you, me! Okay, so there we are. Hey, I'm live, I'm live. Okay, sweet. I am now live on all three of the things. Crep Ned Nerf. Crep Ned Nerf. Someone says on YouTube chat. I know what you mean. I'm just being a jerk. No, so you're basically asking about giving Creepside a nerf in its DPS in particular, and healing, right? I believe those are the two main stats that we are dealing with right now. That's related to the work that was done with 28.2 to put some new PvMP balance in place, with the ability to control that balance in the longer, well, short, medium, long term, like over time, much easier. So I do actually think, Stout Axe of the Third Age on YouTube, that we will see some adjustments made to Creepside versus Creepside balance here in the near future. We don't have a patch set on the Lotro side until at least 2021. It'll be a whole year away. It'll be next year before we have a patch. Thankfully, that's only a couple weeks from now. Alright. Let me take a look over on Twitch chat here. How are you, everyone? You seem to be able to chat, Phil. I'm seeing your stuff. If you're having an issue with chat on Twitch, let me know. I'm at least seeing it. And then finally, I want to get my Facebook page up so I can much more easily see the chat. Right. Exciting show, huh? All right, how you doing? Hello everyone, welcome to Court of the Rings on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm Lotro's Community Manager, Cordovan, and I'm going to be with you for the next hour in-game, doing some Yuletide stuff, doing some Q&A, and wrapping up the year of 2020 with probably not too much style, hopefully a little substance, and a little bit of fun here as well. So thank you all for being here. This is my last show of 2020. This is my last show of 2020. I'm probably not even going to be on the internet until, like, next year sometime. So, well, I will be. Who am I kidding? But, not probably for work-related things, unless something big happens. So, just a quick programming note that I'm doing the Lotro Beacon and the Other Games newsletter and work today. That'll get published. I'll be taking care of all of the Yuletide sales through the end of the year in terms of public announcements for both social media, the forums, the launcher as well. I will be taking care of any kind of related messaging that we have going on over the next couple of weeks. You know, things that whatever happen over the next couple of weeks. And I will, of course, be keeping an eye on the forums. But other than that, it's pretty much just me not working until for the next 2 weeks. So we'll see how that goes, right? It always works out lovely when I tell everyone I'm on vacation. So let's kick off the Christmas season, as it were, and hope that that goes okay. I do have some news for you today about kind of what we're doing in the short term. A lot of it you just saw fairly recently with the chat with Sev. That was, what, a couple weeks ago now? So hopefully you've had a chance to take a look at that. But I will be here to just kind of answer some questions and hang out in game and have a little fun today as well. Okay, where is... There I am. There I am. All right.
What can I do for you?
So, to start off with, let me talk a little bit about what we have going on for bonuses and other events and things like that through the holidays. There are also quite a few cool player events as well. I've got every one of them I could find in the beacon here coming out later today. But on January 3rd, we have a Toast the Professor, the Hobbity Yule calendars going on for the next couple of weeks. There's a get-together on Laurelin to kick off the new year on December 31st. There's a whole bunch of concerts and things that'll be happening related to the holidays for the next couple of weeks. So a lot of good stuff kind of happening on the community front, so keep an eye on the forums if that's interesting to you. Otherwise, I would mention that we did have 28.2.1 released this week. Not a lot going on there, to be honest. A couple of minor bug fixes, essentially, and some localization issues. The other big news is this week, other than 28.2.1, is we... release Gondor to the Legendary Worlds. So there's more that you can see in the update 28.2 release notes related to that, but we did announce, and actually let me call this up and read this on the air, because I don't believe I've actually, on the air. What, am I an old radio guy or what? Here we go. Legendary Worlds and imbued legendary items. When the Legendary Worlds get their update, have had their update, this was before then, we have implemented a server-specific cap on legendary item imbuement for Anor and Ithil. We're doing legendary item caps on imbuement on legendary only. This will imbue DPS tiers to level 33, secondary tiers to level 44. And then the cap's going up along with the level cap of Anor and Ithil as that happens. That does allow us technically to set these caps on all the worlds, should that ever be something for some reason everyone wanted us to do. I can't imagine that would ever happen. But theoretically, that allows us to have that technology now, at least. So that's kind of cool. And that was something we were able to get in for the launch of Gondor to the Legendary Worlds this week. Obviously relevant, because there was, I don't know, the little imbuement thing that otherwise would have been a problem for Anor and Ithil launching this week, because if we didn't have those caps in place, you would essentially be in a position to put that level cap way higher, kind of really go all the way to the end, pretty much, kind of. And it just wouldn't have made sense for a server that wants to release content over time along with the level cap increase. So that's what's up with that. Otherwise, I would just kind of say that we do have our events going on here, right? So the Yuletide Festival runs through January 4th. So it's not next week, not the week after, but basically, start of the week after that. So through Monday, January 4th, 2021, being shut off at 3 a.m. Eastern Time on the 5th. We also do have, coming up next week, a plus 25% XP bonus. That kicks off at 10 a.m. on the 23rd of December and goes through the 27th of December. Also, at the end of the year here, we're going to have a VIP event. That kicks off on December 30th at 10 a.m. Eastern and goes through January 3rd. Being shut off on the 4th at 3 a.m. Eastern. So that's, I guess, relevant in terms of the bonuses we have going on. And then we do have Where did I put it now? We do have sales as well. Our Yuletide sales kicked off yesterday for week 3. That's 35% off universal solvents, half off, 50% off the enhanced rep supply, 75% off crafting tiers, and that's through the 24th. That's the Yuletide stuff. And then we have store carry and share for this week's sale. And I think that that's really what we have going on. We'll be having next week's Yuletide savings announced next week. I can't announce that early. I'm sorry. All right, and let me get to chat here a little bit before... Sorry, I wasn't... This is what happens when I don't pay attention to where I'm going. Let me pick up a few quests while I scroll through chat and see what's up. So, here we are. I am also thinking about... I want to get my quick 10 is basically what I'm going to be doing here today. And then I'm also going to, if there's time, maybe... I don't know, maybe check out a mission or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what I end up wanting to do here today. Alright, so... Gondor will have a Druids this afternoon. Yes. As a matter of fact, let me give that a little bit of hype, too. I know that Druids Fire, along with Red Baron, over on LotroStream, that's twitch.tv/LotroStream, those two in particular are still going to be streaming over the big days, as it were, of December 24th and 25th. So I've given them a couple... quite a bit more than a couple of codes to give away. That'll be things like some Lotra points and some kind of basically stuff from the community loot list. Community loot list stuff. And that'll be available. They're going to be doing giveaways during their streams here. So I know, a lot of people, frankly, have got stuff going on, and that's totally fine. No one's expecting you to watch Lotra stream over Christmas Eve and Christmas Day or other similar holidays, if that's relevant to you. But for those who maybe don't have much going on, and yeah, we exist too, right? I will not be part of it, but I have in the past. If you want to hang out, have some holiday fun on Lotra stream on, say, the 24th, 25th, there's a pretty good chance you might pick up some cool stuff. So. All right, so hey, I not bad, huh? First 20 minutes of the show, and I actually managed to get most of the news out. All right, I will take it. Oh, let's see if I have div hacks on my Hobbit presents. Not so far. I haven't. No, I don't really have an opinion on that, Enemica. Enemica wants to know what I think about the Massively article for Lotra. It's fine. They can write whatever feels appropriate to them. So.
Hello, friend. Would you help me with something? Could I speak with you a moment?
I'll not be ignored. I do not ask much of you. I do not ask much of you.
Oh. Alright, well, that's fine. I can do that one later. Plus, I got a couple people here to talk to. Yeah, I usually support the poor first, and then I'll get the rich next year. But I gotta actually take care of some of these quests. So let me see what I gotta do here. I think I'm just waiting on this dude in terms of moving them off. Right? Got the keg I can do, and then I can just kind of go out. Oh, and I can return to Gareth. I don't have news on the curator, sorry. Any plans to make the cosmetic pets barterable from the mission barterer to be barterable, even when you already have the skill tooltip says will be bound to account? Is that working as intended, or is it a flaw? If a cosmetic pet is listed as supposed to be barterable from the missions vendor, but it is in fact not barterable, then I would expect that to be a bug. Then I would expect that to be a bug, I think. Alright, let me head over to YouTube quick. Any word on PvMP is most welcome. If you're dying in the PvP zone, I know what to tell you. How does it feel to die on Freepside? Oh. You know. Ouch. Little bit of boxing going on, I guess, huh? Alright. Can we maybe get a class change option in the Lotro store someday? There would certainly be interest in us offering that. I think that we would not, really be... I mean, it obviously would be an opportunity for us, right? So, but it's something that would involve a lot of technical work, I would imagine, and is not something that we could do necessarily quickly nor easily. Now that said, actually, you know what I can do? Take care of the keg here. But that said, the work that was done recently to bring about, say, like the origin, gender, and race change, I bet some of that kind of underlying systems work would be relevant to our ability to bring out something like a future class change. Obviously, in the same way that the race change item has to deal with classes, a class change item would have to deal with races. And I would expect that that would not be an easy task, but is certainly more doable today than it was, say, a year ago. Am I staying warm up there? Not really. Not really. I did a lot of shoveling yesterday. Oh my god, they weren't kidding. We actually got like a foot of snow. Yeah. So, yeah, that was cold and windy and wet and rainy. That was quite the thing that happened in New England yesterday overnight. Alright, moving them off. I just need Barrett Noel. Here we go.
Woe to me. What is this world coming to?
Alright, so that one is done. Back to YouTube. We knew it was going to be a GV camp. They need to adjust it down on Creepside. Yeah, I think there's a pretty wide understanding that work needs to be done. And I would expect us to potentially do that work in the future. I mean, that's why we put this stuff in place, right? So, hopefully we'll be able to respond to that feedback in a way that is quick and easy for you. Oh, have I brought out the Lively Slug Pet yet? I like the Lively Slug Pet. I don't know if I've actually brought it out. This is the new community giveaway item from Extra Life this year. I think I brought it out once. But I'm just going to kind of keep it out for a little while, because why not?
Greetings, friend.
Okay. Where is my pet cat? So, my pet cat is probably sleeping in a chair snoring. Miss Elizabeth Bennet enjoys Christmas. You can see in the back I've got that Christmas tree, right? Yeah. And, you know, it's a fake tree, for those curious. But, whatever. I like it. Anyway, so does my cat. So, you know, Lizzie's been kind of just hanging out in the living room quite a bit. I'm also cat sitting at the moment. So, what else do I have? Frost. Do I have? Mission. Yep, I can do that. That. Oh, and I do have the firewood. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to know. All right. Fake trees don't cause fires. Yeah, I think there are valid cases to be made for either traditional live Christmas holiday tree or not. I don't really want to judge. I don't have an opinion. People can do whatever they want. I myself love real trees, but I myself tend to buy fake trees. Whatever. I still like it. I think it looks great. You live in Florida, you're having Christmas in your pool deck. What else should I say? Let's get back to the Lotro, huh? Since most of the houses in the original old neighborhoods are now abandoned, can we buy more than one house per server? That's a cool idea. I don't know that it's actually true, though, that, quote, most of those old homes are abandoned. Certainly there's not a lot of people in them compared to the more modern options, but I happen to still have one. And I go over there sometimes, and I'm still seeing some people running around. So, but the idea of being able to perhaps purchase multiple of those, because of the change in economics and just sort of whatever you want to call it, does seem potentially like something we could at least consider in the future, right? That would be a big judgment call from a lot of people who aren't me. But for those people, maybe that could happen someday. You'd probably need to do something so that someone with, like, you know, gold capped and everything didn't just sort of purchase up an entire server's neighborhood or something like that. So you would still have to have some kind of either limits or, I don't know, almost like public auction system for it or something like that, right? I think there are a couple of things you could do there, but that'd be a question for the people designing it if we were to ever do something like that. Any truth to the rumor? I am just now making up that the River Hobbit race will be one class called a Step Dancer, and will have a fellowship attack called River Dance. Yes. Yes, I can confirm that that rumor that you just made up is a rumor that you just made up. I think it's also an excellent idea. I'm down. Yeah. Sorry, Laura on Facebook is having an issue downloading the game on Steam. Perhaps try the non-Steam version. That is certainly one option for you. If the non-Steam version isn't doing what you want, then perhaps you can get in touch with technical support if you're willing to do that. And if not, then maybe I can actually help you a little bit. A couple of things that are worth at least checking on to see what's going on is... let's see, what could I offer for advice? Make sure it's not you're getting a Windows user access control pop-up. You're like, oh my god, do you really want to do this? Thing that you get every time you install something on Windows. The other thing, keep an eye out for is you could re-download the DirectX end user runtime installation from Microsoft. That will often take care of a pretty significant number of technical issues. I'm sorry you're having issues. Any news yet on the console editions? No, not anything like that at all. Not too many. I mean, not too many. Probably. There is many fantastic bands on Lotro and transcribers, but they do not get much attention from SSG. I'm sorry you feel that way. I would love to know what we can do to better bring attention to it. I do put I try to get as close to every unique concert, aka not recurring event, that comes up that I can. When there's nothing going on, then I'll start dipping into the recurring events. But I can't do like a full list of every recurring event every week in the Beacon because it would just kind of be unwieldy. That's why Lotro Artists exists, so that they can, because of the work they do is actual work sometimes, I bet. And it takes some time, more than I have. But I am down. I am totally down for promoting more bands, especially if they're making their own music and not, perhaps doing anything that might be a copyright issue. But especially, I'd love to kind of hear a little bit more about, what it is we could do to better support you. No Atari 2600 Lotro version. No. There was actually, only I know this because I am the nerd. At one point, there was a prototype of a Fellowship of the Ring game that I believe was being developed for mostly the Atari computer, but also for possible release to the 2600. I believe a prototype is out there from like 1982 or 3, but it never got released. Any work being done on chat server disconnect issues? We had done some work a couple of patches ago to better manage kinship chat. Well, wait a second. I'm going to have to check with an engineer. We have been doing some investigation with both games related to that exact issue of overly frequent chat disconnects and what we can do to improve that And we have come up with some work. I know on the Lotra side, some things have been done. On the other game side, some things have been done. Now, what I don't know is we had recently done something on the other game side that directly related to their version of kinships. And it specifically had to do with loading of kinship, of their version of kinship chat upon a disconnect. So, I don't know if that's got brought into Lotra yet or not. Can't remember. Okay, wait, so what am I doing? Bringing the firewood to Mabel, bringing the foodstuffs to Mabel, bring the proof of the mayor's corruption to the mayor. Okay.
Greetings, friend. How can I be of service?
What can I do for you?
Alright. Yo, G, you want your job back?
It's a sorry day.
Hey, we're doing good things for the people on our holiday-themed Court of the Rings. Okay. I'm actually going through a lot of Facebook chat because I'm actually seeing the whole thing this time. Sarah, I don't know that we would want to dramatically change our housing escrow system with items. I would be curious to know if there's some specific functionality that you feel is bad, so to speak. Otherwise, I think it allows for a pretty good opportunity to get your stuff back, even if you're coming back after a pretty long break. And we've not really had too many issues historically with, like, say, people getting their stuff from escrow and that. So I'm not sure that that's really a system we'd have a lot of interest in touching, unless there was perhaps some specific concerns that I can't think of off the top of my head that we would want to do that. Now, we could always improve it, I guess, but for the most part, I think, given priorities, we'd probably do other things rather than do that.
How can I be of service?
All right. All right, let me swap on over back to our YouTube chat. What do we got going on there? The Great American Viking wants to know if we have any plans for Northern Eredluin or the Grey Havens. We have plans for, frankly, just about everything. You know, our lore masters have extensive documentation about multiple timelines,
I'm sorry.
excuse me, that we could do,
You need something?
you know, for the next decade plus, if we wanted to. So I think that there's tons of opportunity there. It's just a matter of... What do I want to say? It's just a matter of, I guess, making it through the process of prioritizing everything that has to be prioritized. Have I pushed for a Cordovan cat pet? No, I have not. I have not. That seems a little egotistical to me. Not that my cat would probably... Actually, my cat would hate it, so maybe I should do it. What is going to happen to SSG now that Daybreak is bought out? Is SSG looking hopeful with the new company taking over? Are we working with EG7 now? Our executive producer, Rob Ciccolini has the official company statement on that one. But not much is going to happen in terms of status quo. It presents us with a lot of opportunity, and we're very excited about it. And yeah, I guess, EG7 acquired 100% of the shares of Daybreak Company. Something like that. And so ultimately it's more of a business and executive level adjustment than necessarily something that will impact us on a local level, other than potential opportunity for the future. Some of which is some possibilities have been put forth in documents that people can see publicly. And of course, that is not an extensive list of the overall possibilities. I guess I could just... Oh, yay! Alright. Wow, that stuff went quick. Alright. I can let it wear off before I do that. That'll be give me a good chance. Yep, so I got about 3 minutes here, so perfect timing. Let me take care of that. Turn off names just to be on the safe side. I guess I don't look at the thing. There we go. Alright. Alright. PvPMP needs to have Audacity gear. Audacity gear has certainly been the solution that I've seen proposed by the community heavily in the PvMP forums. I do think there are some other options that may be available in the design space, and I wouldn't want to make any judgment as to where the team might prefer to go there. Certainly I've been hearing about PvMP needing Audacity gear for a long time. YouTube isn't notifying me when you go live anymore. I don't know, I've been having problems with YouTube in general. I'm lucky to be going live regularly again. It just wasn't working for a while, so it wouldn't surprise me if that same amount of wasn't working for a while is impacting notifications as well. Do I find Winterfest to be too short a seasonal thing? No, I have not found Yuletide to be too short. I think it's been all right. All right, let me move on over back to Twitch. Thank you, Ponton, for helping someone out in chat with some escrow related questions. Hopefully that it will solve your problem and you'll be able to figure out what's going on there, Lil Redhead. But if not, get in touch with customer service. I would say in particular, get in touch with... honestly, it's probably going to be an in-game ticket. Probably an in-game ticket. Lizzie modeled into the in-game pet? Yes. I would propose that we use the base rig of the Spirit Bear. Adventurer's Box is giving level 428 items. Crafting weapons are 422. Any plans to bring higher level crafting items? I don't know what the immediate word from the team is on that. Sorry. I don't actually know if that would be something we're planning to do or not. Can it run on an AMD Ryzen 3 processor? Godman5410 on Twitch asks. I am going to say Probably. But I'm not a technical expert. Kales from Zhu Online, welcome. I have not heard of plans to return the European to create essentially European game worlds that we could then, sort of retro, bring back, as it were. There was a time with under Codemasters, right, where we had European worlds. I've not heard of any plans to do that. But who knows? Who knows? I haven't heard any real plans about much anything. My pay grade is too low. I know I shouldn't be eating bread, but I don't really care. All right.
How can I be of service?
Will we see more wardrobe space in the near future? I don't know. There was a discussion this week in one of the Locher meetings I attended where the issue of cosmetic storage got some attention. And in that meeting, we talked a little bit about the current challenges that we face. Did I fail? Oh, no, here we go. Okay. And what potentially we could do in the future about that. So, we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to make any promises. I'm not saying 2021 is going to be the year or anything. But I guess we could see.
Hello there.
Oh my gosh. Moving pretty slow here. I think it was all that bread. Yeah, it is a problem in that we keep on putting out too much cool stuff. And that's a good problem to have. But I think us on the team, along with some of you who particularly are into our cosmetic system, are well aware that even with all the wardrobe space and everything, storage is a challenge sometimes. Alright, come on, I can do this.
What can I do for you?
Alright. So I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit better and just go right to it. This is going to be a challenge. I see some berries, though. Berries! Yeah! Yeah!
What can I do for you?
I am the best eater in the world. Ugh, I think I need to sit down for a little bit. Do we ever plan to remodel some old armor sets? I think if we were ever to do something like that, it would be during potentially a legendary look at that section. I have not heard of plans to do that on a wide scale. However, depending on what ends up happening here with the future, updating graphics is something that I've heard talk a little bit about. So we'll see what happens there. Will we ever disable switching legendary items in combat? I guess I would need to better understand a reason why we might want to do such a thing. I certainly haven't heard people be like, "Oh my God, we need to get that done," but they won't let us. I've certainly never heard anything like that. So I'm going to say probably not. Probably not. All right, so talk to Gareth Rust. Yep. And, oh, and I just got one more wintry weather, and then there's my 10. Nice. Nice. Okay.
How can I be of service?
Let's see, what do I want? Fingerless gloves, Yule Festival tokens, shabby tunic. I think I want the tokens. Oh, no, here we go. Tunic address, yeah. Okay. I have not heard of... I don't have enough information today about any kind of class balance work that would be coming in the near future that I would be comfortable presenting it to you today. I know that there's plans to continue to do class work, and I would expect... Oh, where were they? Okay, yeah. I need to disperse wintry weather. Like. So in terms of the Runekeeper question, you know, in terms of the will we ever on yellow captains, I'm just not in a position to talk about that today. If I ever hear more immediate plans about, yes, next we're going to work on X and do Y, I promise you, I will probably just say it whether I'm allowed to or not anyway on the live stream. You would like to see an update to Lelia's Market in Bree. That would be pretty cool. Boromon has a question, you know, if we ever were to do a graphics update, would that be done in-house or would it be done essentially through a contracted sub-studio or something like that? That's, I think, a very good question, and a question that our executive team, our production team, you know, and our publisher would probably have discussions about. What's the best route forward for something like that, and what is your purpose, and who's maybe best in a position to do that work. So I don't know what we would do. I certainly think that either could be an option, and I have a theory as to maybe what I think might happen were we to do it, but that would be nothing more than just personal opinion. So I'm not going to do that. There we are. I haven't really run too much in the way of seasonal instances here. Let's see what I can do. Starvagan, battle at Frostbluff, sure. It's pretty good. right, let me get my combat legs back under me after running all this event work here. All right, there we are. You know, in the modern games industry, what you describe, you know, having someone else, like a whole team, an art house essentially, or like a animation production studio. You see that in movies and stuff too, right? With special effects and everything. I mean, you get to see a lot of that kind of thing all throughout, not just the video game industry, but it is in the video game industry too, in terms of, hey, you know, we could hire a production house to do that. Hey, why don't we just change all 150,000 of the thing, you know? Obviously, it's something you would do for a pretty significant endeavor rather than a kind of a just because or something like that, right? Alright, so Phil is saying, good evening, there'll be the lore monkey. Grifflet is heading on here today, right? And we've already been hearing about Druids doing like 24th, 25th stuff along with Red Baron. I know is both going to be doing that. For the short term, we will be having a weekly reboot next Wednesday. Oh, keep that clock line. Which one's that? Goldwood. Oh, Cluckland. Okay. You would like to see Cord going to the Etten Moors and try to fight verse creep. I would get destroyed. And that is fine. I could also spend 3 years doing online game PvP training, and I would still get destroyed. So it's almost like I suck at PvMP. But I am down. I am down. That's a great idea. Maybe on one of these days where I sort of just like, you know what, let's just do something different for this week's show. Maybe I will do something like that. Try doing some Freepside PvMP. Usually when I play Monster Play, and I don't, to be honest, in my personal time I don't play it a lot. But I have played it a few times. And I like Creepside is what because I want to play a monster if I'm doing PvMP. Generally. A PvMP training montage. Yes. Yes. We can have someone write it and performed by a Lotro music group. It'll have lyrics like, you know, you are strong, you can do it, the time is now, the future's yours. not die. Alright. Alright, well, let's see here. See, I wouldn't want to use, like, copyrighted music. It would have to be our own. Come on, we can come up with it pretty quick. I mean, heck, I can come up with it. I've done some music. I'm no Bill Champagne, but I could probably come up with an 80s drum beat and guitar track. I mean, basically channel docking, you know. Added 20% Bon Jovi. And 30% Rocky soundtrack. Maybe a dash of Queen. What is the... Okay, yep, you know what? Let's wrap that up. It's 1 o'clock. We got other shows to do. I don't actually need to capture all these fortresses live on the air for everyone here. So why don't I probably just call it a show here and let the rest of the show be here. Let me answer that final question. When is the producer's letter coming out? Well, we did our chat on Twitch a couple of weeks ago, in part as a way to get you a much better sense of what's going to be happening in the short term while we're working to get that producer's letter put together. I would not expect to see the producer's letter until... I don't know. Every time I make a date, it just is like the worst thing I've ever done. So maybe I just shouldn't make a promise that I can't keep this year. But at the same time, I would say I wouldn't expect it until at least late December, late January at best. And I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. That'll work. That'll work. I'm going to wrap it up then. Thank you for watching Court of the Rings on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Have a happy holidays, regardless of whatever holiday you're celebrating. There's a lot of them going on, and they're all very cool. And a great time to spend time with family, friends, loved ones. Do some good in the world. Look ahead toward the next year, and perhaps start 2021 with a new outlook and good time. So I will see you in 3 weeks, I guess it'll be, for more Court of the Rings back in January. Thanks for being here. Have fun. Oh, real quick, it's good to be here. I do appreciate you being here, and I appreciate the opportunity I have to be able to do this every week. And I don't want to take that for granted. So thank you also.